the tanker sideswiped Alex's rig.
Like, you know, he was an old logger and gold miner, and, you know, he did just about a little bit of everything.
Me and Daryl come from the same piece of cloth.
And if it hadn't been for Daryl, I don't know if he ever would have made it through that first year.
The main goal of the Ice Road Truckers cast members was to entertain fans by risking their lives. These people did all they could to make their audience come back again to view the show.
Made a great relationship with that community, them knowing that we brought them power.
However, beyond the applause and screens, they go through a lot of issues, and some of the personal struggles led to either being in jail or their Waterloo. The legacy of some of the cast members will not be forgotten in a jiffy, and they have become sources of inspiration to upcoming truck drivers. So, who are these cast members who have passed or are in jail? Hang on, and let's go on a journey to answer that question. Daryl Ward. Daryl Ward, who was born on the 13th of August, 1964, was an amazing figure who captivated people's hearts as a reality TV star and rough truck driver. He came from the little town of Deer Lodge, Montana, and after school, he brought his charm and a disciplined attitude to the History Channel's show named Ice Road Truckers, joining the show in the 6th season in 2012.
The whole road is bumpy. Just keep your speed right, keep your load tight.
And remaining the favorite of the fans until his untimely passing. He is well known for his incredible approach to going through rough, icy routes. Daryl wasn't just a driver, he was a storyteller. And he told a story of a life spent battling risky conditions to deliver essential supplies to the remote corners of North America. His Montana roots, where wide-open landscapes and hard work shaped the culture, gave him the strength that shone through on screen, making the show relatable to viewers who admired his determination, commitment, and humble spirit.
Yeah, I trust you.
I wouldn't want it anybody else pushing me 120 kilometers at 80 kilometers an hour.
Let's talk a little about Ice Road Truckers, which is often shortened to IRT for its loyal fans. It was an extraordinary reality series that ran on the History Channel from 2007 to 2017, bringing viewers into the high-stakes world of truckers who dared to drive across frozen lakes, rivers, and snow-packed roads in some of the planet's most unforgiving environments.
Push trucking is a way for two trucks to use the power of one.
Back to Daryl, on the 28th of August, 2016, his life was tragically cut short in a disastrous plane crash near Clinton in Montana. On that day, he was traveling in a single-engine Cessna 182 Skylane alongside pilot Mark Malotz, when he took off from Missoula just 53 minutes earlier. They attempted to land at a small nearby airstrip when the accident occurred. According to the National Transportation Safety Board's investigation, the cause of this crash was an unexpected turn to the right during the landing approach. But the exact reason is not clear till now. An in-depth examination of the aircraft after the accident revealed no technical issues or abnormalities that would have prevented some normal operations, leaving the reason an enigma. Daryl's demise sent a terrible shock through his family, community, and fans all over the world. Beyond his fame as a star of Ice Road Truckers, he was well acquainted with his hometown, named Deer Lodge. He wasn't just a TV personality who drove on frozen highways. He was a neighbor, a friend, and a proud Montanan who always remembered his roots.
Copy, Lisa.
Yeah, go ahead, Daryl.
We need to get these transformers to Deer Lake.
He always gave a lending hand at some local events and shared stories at a community gathering, making his authenticity and warmth a beloved figure. His connection to Deer Lodge went beyond geography. It was a reflection of his values, which were grounded in hard work, loyalty, and a heart for the people around him. On the show, his public persona was unwavering. He was bold, unfiltered, and always straight to the point. He took care of his challenges with a fearless attitude, Whether he carried heavy loads across Alaska's icy Dalton Highway, or he faced down a lot of blizzards in Canada's remote territories, that remarkable energy was not just for the cameras. It was just who he was. His son, Reno Ward, confirmed it with affection and pride. He said, "Loud and proud, that was Dad."
40, 50 below zero outside, you look at your engine temperature and it's plumb down on nothing.
If you saw him on the show, that's exactly who he was. Didn't matter if he was new to something, he'd dive in with everything he had, and you'd hear all about it while he was at it. Reno, whose time is divided between Deer Lodge and playing football for Western in Dillon, remembers his father's contagious enthusiasm. According to him, he'd walk into a room and just light it up. Whether he was talking about a trucking job or just messing around with friends, he gave it his all. That energy, paired with his genuine care for others, made Daryl not just a TV star, but a role model for his son and a hero to his community. Even right now, there are whispered stories of Daryl's big heart and infectious laugh echoing through Deer Lodge. And this is only a testament of a man who loved deeply and lived fully. For Reno, the way he can honor his father is carrying forward the dreams they shared. With a slight smile playing on his lips, he said, "Dad was my biggest cheerleader when it came to football. He really wanted me to finish my senior season at Western in Dillon and get my degree. That's what I'm going to do. Play my heart out and keep him with me every step of the way." Football was a huge bond between father and son, with Daryl often in the stands, giving loud cheers to be heard across the field. For him, going back to the game is not just about personal goals. It is a solid way to keep the spirit of his father alive, to channel the pride his father felt as he watched him play. He has left behind his parents, who still stay in Montana, and his siblings who share the same rough, tight community. He is also survived by his daughter and 2 grandchildren, who carry a lot of his enthusiastic spirit. And of course, we have Reno, who holds his father's memory close to his heart as he still continues grieving but finds purpose. We have seen how Daryl ended and the legacy he left behind. However, there are more to come. Hang on, and let's take a look at a cast member who went to jail for something surprising. Art Burke. Art Burke, another favorite of fans from Ice Road Truckers, did not do any stunt that led to his demise, but he found himself in hot water just after the show wrapped, as he was trading icy roads for a legal battle that shook his life. He came into the world in Newfoundland, as noted by the History Channel, and joined the series in the 7th season, appearing in 38 episodes from 2013 to 2017. With his amazing wit and colorful verbal and non-verbal language, he got a lot of viewers and succeeded in bringing humor to the almost boring job. One memorable moment came when his truck's front wheels punched through the ice, an ordeal that could have ended in a frustrating disaster. But Art, who was as cool as the Arctic air, was calm and ensured the cameraman was safe before he thought about himself. That kind of selflessness and grit defined his on-screen persona, making him stand out among the show's drivers. The IRT crew were very familiar with danger, facing thin ice and unpredictable terrain. But on November 2018, his excessive bravery led to a dangerous mistake that endangered not just himself, but others around him. According to CBC News, he was in his Yellowknife apartment, experimenting with making a kind of illegal substance that could be explosive. The process involved using liquid butane, which is a highly flammable substance, more like playing with fire in a gas station. However, that fateful day, the butane ignited.
Tell him that road might be another way out of here, eh?
And this triggered a massive explosion that blew the bathroom door off its hinges, rattled neighboring units, and caused over $60,000 in damage to the building. The explosion gave Art a severe injury, as he suffered burns across 40% of his body and spent 12 days in the hospital trying to recover. This incident caused tenants to lose their homes, including some elderly women who called the building their Golden Girls estate, forcing them into temporary hotel stays while repairs were made. People thought what he did would be forgotten until 2020, when Art faced the consequences in a courtroom. He pleaded guilty to a rare charge of arson by negligence, a legal term that captured the unintended but reckless nature of the explosion. In court, Art was candid about the toll it took. In regret, he said, "In one heartbeat, everything I worked for vanished. I'm going to lose all my savings for retirement." This explosion did not just cost him physically and financially, it almost ended his life, forcing him to confront the effects of an ill-fated decision. The judge called the incident an act of stupidity, stating the disruption to vulnerable tenants. Despite the initial pushback on the proposed sentence, the court ultimately sentenced him to 18 months of house arrest, with a special twist. They officially allowed him to serve part of it in the cab of his truck.
Through to the tops of the nuts on wheels. When I backed out, it was
giving him the authority to keep working as a driver. He was also ordered to pay $20,596 to cover damages. Now living in Prince Edward Island, Art's story is a sobering reminder that even the toughest truckers can face unexpected detours, both on the ice and in life. Art is now settled in the quiet landscapes of Prince Edward Island and is hoping for brighter days after a challenging chapter in his life. After that challenge, there have been whispers of an ice road truckers, sparking curiosity among fans, with some wondering if Art could come back. Hugh Rowland. Hugh Rowland, better known as the Polar Bear, is a legend of trucking, making him a household name among ice road truckers fans. He was born in 1957 in Kelowna, British Columbia. The powerhouse from Canada has spent over 30 years overcoming the frozen highways of Canada and Alaska. From 2007 to 2014, Hugh's determination and incredible personality could not be hidden from the first to 8th seasons of the History Channel's hit series, and this earned him a loyal fan base. His nickname also gives the essence of a man who thrived in the most frustrating conditions. His love for trucks started at a very young age. When he was 6, he was already playing with cars on his family's farm, leaving his chores just to hop behind the wheel. These early days in British Columbia's rugged backcountry weren't just playtime, they formed a work ethic as tough as the ice he'd later navigate. Life on the farm taught him to tackle heavy machinery and face challenges head-on, skills that translated seamlessly to the perilous world of ice road trucking. Whether battling sub-zero temperatures, thin ice, or the solitude of the Dalton Highway, his skills made him stand out, not just as a driver,
90 feet long and 11 feet wide,
but as a leader who cared for his own company, named VP Express, featured on the show. Beyond the show, his life has had its share of drama. An accident that happened in 2012, involving one of the show's producers, led to a controversial lawsuit, and it highlighted the real risks of his trade. But his passion for trucking only kept increasing. Till now, just like Cristiano Ronaldo in the football industry, Hugh remains a relevant symbol in the trucking business, showing an example of perseverance, a man shaped by the land and the road, still being admired by fans for his steadfast approach and golden heart. There is no confirmed news of him joining a potential ice road truckers reboot, but his legacy as the Polar Bear lives on, being an inspiration to anyone who's ever faced a tough road and kept rolling. At just 15, he hit the icy roads of the Northwest Territories, getting into a world where danger was basically the job description. Those days were challenging for him, as it is for anyone who goes into it. But Hugh's love for trucking kept him pushing forward. His knack for handling heavy rigs in very harsh conditions laid the foundation for a career that would make him become a legend in the industry. By 2007, Hugh's vast expertise caught the eye of TV producers, and they decided to give him a starring role on Ice Road Truckers. The History Channel series, which ran from 2007 to 2017, pulled back the curtain on the high-stakes lives of truckers like Hugh, who transported critical supplies across frozen lakes and rivers in Canada's Arctic and Alaska's wilds. His commanding presence and deep knowledge of the ice roads made him unique throughout the seasons he appeared in. His time on the show was not without its challenges. In 2014, there was a devastating accident which changed everything. While he was driving one evening, his vehicle veered off course and slammed into a tree, leaving him with multiple injuries, including reported damage to his back and ribs. The crash, which also involved a producer, made Hugh file a lawsuit against the show's executive producers for alleged negligence. The fallout was swift, as he was let go from the network, and this was a tough blow for a man who had become the face of the series. But true to his polar bear nickname, he didn't give up. He bounced back by joining IRT, Deadliest Roads, a spin-off that followed truckers who dealt with rough routes in places like the Himalayas, further proving that his resilience was not limited to ice. It looks like this truck driving business, rough as it may sound, should be meant for only men. However, a few women have hopped into the scene to make a difference and make the show even more interesting. Let's look at the life and career of one of them. Steph Custance. Trucking is a violent gig, and ice road truckers is much more interesting because of the more demanding challenges they face. While the industry has been a boys' club for a long time, the show decided to shatter stereotypes by adding women who could sling a rig with the best of them, proving that skills do not know any gender. Steph "Hammer Down" Custance got into the scene at the right time in the 10th season, at just 22, making her one of the youngest drivers to join the show and one of the few women who thrived in the industry.
I said I didn't buy that.
She is from Ontario, Canada, and she became a rookie with less than 1 year of trucking experience when the owner of Polar Industries named Mark Kohaikiewicz decided to take a chance on her. Mark saw something unique in her and threw her into the deep end of the Arctic winter roads. In 2016, she faced her first ice crossing in Alaska with a veteran driver named Todd Dewey, who mentored her through the difficult experience of driving over a frozen lake. As a fast learner, she adapted faster than expected, handling everything like a natural. Not too long after that, she was out there solo, living up to her Hammer Down nickname by handling challenges with confidence and skills. With her limited experience, she held her own. In her 2 seasons on the show, which spanned from 2016 to 2017, viewers watched her fight through a lot of tricky loads, navigate hairy situations, and deliver every time.
It's my mile marker, so I know my turn-off is coming in the next minute or two.
Whether it was a white-knuckle moment or a heavy-duty one, she proved she deserved to be there. And it was not only about gender. Being a single mom, leaving home to work in Canada and Alaska was difficult, but her hustle started paying off. By 2021, her net worth was reported to be around $800,000, which is proof of her smart career moves and relentless drive. Loyal fans loved her for her quick rise and raw talent. And even though her time on IRT was brief, she left a memorable mark as a driver who could do the toughest and most difficult tasks. We have seen the story of a woman who made a difference in a male-dominating field. Let's make it juicier by talking about another one who became a professional trucker and the challenges she faced. Lisa Kelly. Lisa Kelly, the first woman to lead the way on IRT, also broke every stereotype in an industry where only 6% of drivers are women. She was born on the 8th of December, 1980, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She moved to Sterling, Alaska, at the age of 6 with her family. Her parents, who were both medical professionals, hoped she'd follow their path, but Lisa had her sights set elsewhere. Growing up in Alaska's rugged landscape, she was drawn to adventure, not stethoscopes. From a young age, she knew the medical field wasn't for her. She looked for something bigger, bolder, and less conventional. When she hit the IRT screens in the 3rd season, which started in 2009, her presence became a game changer. She started handling incredible loads across frozen rivers and the Dalton Highway, and she faced skepticism from those who doubted a woman could handle the dangers of the job. As unforgiving as the world of trucking is, Lisa was determined to work twice as hard to prove her worth, silencing doubters with her skill and tenacity. She always showed she could match any driver on the show. In interviews, she has been open about the prejudice she faced, from pessimistic colleagues to negative assumptions about her strength.
Great. And then we're gonna go water our horses, so that'll be fun. So.
But just like Steph, she's not one to back down, and she slowly built a reputation as a professional who thrives in chaos, gaining respect and a very loyal fan base. Her story is a reminder that in a world full of improbabilities, grit and heart can carve out a place for anyone willing to take the wheel. Lisa's passion and skills started early on in a completely different arena. As a teenager, she aced the tracks and earned the title of Alaska State Champion. That energy brought her into her early driving gigs. To fund her dream of becoming a trucker, she hustled through jobs like delivering pizzas and driving school buses, squirreling away every dollar for truck driver training. She even gave college a brief shot, but ditched it in her early 20s once she earned her commercial truck license, knowing her future was on the road, not in a classroom. With her license in hand, she got her first trucking job at Carlisle Transportation in Alaska, a company known for its tough routes. She started with small, driving vans, but her eyes were always on the bigger fish. With every chance she got, she practiced how to handle the heavy beasts, getting a lot of experience like a sponge.
You wait, you're not old yet.
I know, but like when I saw someone who'd been driving a truck for 10 years, holy cow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't long before her persistence paid off, and she was behind the wheel of the massive trucks she'd always dreamed of driving. Her journey from motocross champ to pizza delivery driver to ice road legend was all about making things work on her terms and proving that she could conquer anything the world threw her way. Beyond driving, she continued to feed her love for adventure with incredible hobbies like hang gliding, snowboarding, skydiving, and motocross racing, where she had already earned her stripes as Alaska's state freestyle champion as a teen. One of her wildest experiences? Strapping into a U.S. Navy Blue Angels fighter jet for a heart-pounding ride that most only dream of. For Lisa, pushing limits wasn't just a pastime, it was who she was. In 2009, an opportunity came roaring in when the History Channel's IRT was looking for a female driver to shake up their roster. Lisa, who was already making waves at Carlisle Transportation in Alaska, threw her hat in the ring, and her application was brighter than a high-beam headlight. She became a cast member in the third season and hit the ground running, becoming the show's first female trucker and a trailblazer in an industry where women make up just 6% of drivers. From 2009 to 2011, Lisa held it down solo as the only woman on the icy roads, navigating frozen lakes and treacherous routes with a mix of grit and grace. In the fifth season, Maya Sieber joined her, although Maya's stint was short-lived, lasting only one season. Lisa took a step back in season 6 due to personal reasons because she needed time away from the cameras to recharge. But she got her feet back in season 7 as strong as ever, and by season 10, she was still sharing the spotlight with Steph, who was an upcoming star at that time. Lisa never shied away from stating the fact that she was still learning the ropes of taking monster loads across Alaska's deadliest roads. That humility, coupled with her fearless drive, made her a good role model for viewers and aspiring truckers. Whether she was chaining tires in a blizzard or wrestling a rig through a whiteout, Lisa's courage was undeniable. Her time on the show made Lisa a fan favorite, with her Twitter following swelling to over 70,000 by season 11 in 2017. Her star power didn't stop there, as she also joined the spin-off IRT Deadliest Roads, where she navigated some of the planet's most perilous routes, from the Himalayas to Bolivia's Death Road. Driving in those extreme conditions, with narrow cliffside paths and unpredictable weather, pushed her skills to the limit, and cemented her reputation as a driver who could handle anything. Lisa's journey inspired women in a male-dominated field and showed the world that passion and perseverance can steer you through even the toughest roads. On IRT, Deadliest Roads, she broke through mountain passes with terrifying drops, which also included a jaw-dropping stint driving at 13,000 feet through the Himalayas. The conditions were brutal: narrow, crumbling roads, oxygen-thin air, and the constant threat of plummeting off cliffs. Many drivers, overwhelmed by the danger, threw in the towel before reaching their destinations. But not Lisa. Her steely determination kept her pushing forward, earning her respect as a driver who could stare down the world's deadliest roads and keep rolling. Later, she teamed up with Daryl to launch a hauling company, a dream to build something of their own in Alaska's rugged trucking world. Tragically, that partnership was cut short by Daryl's shocking demise. Despite truckers being among the lowest-paid reality TV stars in the U.S., she has achieved impressive financial success in a field where women make up just 6% of the workforce. In the mid-2020, her net worth was estimated to be over $500,000. And according to the American Association of Truckers, IRT drivers were contracted at around $80,000 per season. Lisa's journey has been nothing short of electrifying. Her life, equal parts unpredictable and exhilarating, proves she's not just a trucker, but a trailblazer.
Splinter.
Yeah, it's groaning. It's not liking it today.
Who's redefined what it means to keep the wheels turning, no matter the odds. Having looked at two of the few women who made a difference in this field and the challenges they faced, let's wrap it up with the story of another legend who made the show something worth talking about. Alexander Deagorski. Alexander, also known as the original ice road trucker, has also made quite a name for himself for the 11 seasons of the hit IRT show. With a personality as big as his reputation, he has gotten a massive fan base, and recently, a group of friends had the chance to spend an afternoon and evening with this smart and insightful man from the Northwest Territories of Canada. Alex is also an extraordinary truck driver and a huge force of nature, with experience tackling the toughest and roughest jobs imaginable, whether it's driving a loaded truck across frozen lakes, shining as a television star, or taking a journey to parent his 11 children. His journey started in the mines, where he was faced with the harsh realities of carbon and coal dust, operating and often working double shifts when others wouldn't. In 1978, he took a significant step by buying his first truck to carry materials to the mine. He told the story of a treacherous road in the Alberta Rocky Mountains, which was known for claiming the life of a driver every 6 months. The rare combination of heavy loads and icy mountain roads posed a grave threat. He also shared the story of the only woman who ever drove on that perilous route. She was skilled but tragically lost control one day and crashed into a rock wall, resulting in a fatal accident. In spite of the tragic incident, Alex couldn't help but admire her determination and the respect she earned among her male counterparts. Interestingly, he had invited her to ride along with him on that dangerous road, but she hesitated. And honestly, who could blame her? After 2 years of working in the mines, Alex and his family ventured even further north to Yellowknife with their 2 little ones. Louise joked that Alex was looking for gold in those rugged lands. Back then, Yellowknife was a far cry from the bustling town it is today, with around 15,000 residents. Nestled on the shores of Great Slave Lake at the mouth of the Yellowknife River, it serves as the capital of Canada's Northwest Territories and holds the title of the northernmost city in the country. Initially, they lived in a modest apartment until they built a shop that included living quarters upstairs. Life was pretty basic. No running water, no walls, no doors, and certainly no privacy. By then, their family had grown to 4 kids. They started buying old trailers in need of some TLC, living in them while renovating, then selling them off. It was a time of constant movement for the family. Alex always dreamed of having 12 children, but he ended up with 11. He hailed from a family of 5, while Louise came from a clan of 7, both considered small by those days' standards. Interestingly, their third child was the only one they planned, arriving right on schedule. Louise documented each child's birth story and collected memorabilia, hoping to sort through it all someday. But with 11 kids, that day seems far off. Known throughout Yellowknife, Alex even made a run for mayor at one point. Although he didn't win, his campaign was a memorable one. The experience was a fascinating one for him, and it's likely the townsfolk appreciated his lively speeches far more than those of the typical politicians. So, when the producers of Ice Road Truckers came to Yellowknife searching for interesting characters, everyone pointed them toward Alex, and they were spot on. In addition to his trucking adventures, Alex contributed his articles to the local newspapers. He is also a poet and showcased his skill by writing the lyrics for the incredible Ice Road Trucker song. He also started working on a book, though he stated that the creative wheels in his head turn slowly, so fans will need to be patient. Alex believes that IRT does more than entertain. It also educates viewers about the lives of truckers. The show captures not only the dangers and rivalries on the ice roads.
The tanker spooked me. I mean, it was just sort of like there was nothing there, and all of a sudden there's a road full of truck and tanker, you know.
But also the hard reality of transporting loads across challenging terrains. It has opened doors for Alex to meet fascinating people and to witness breathtaking landscapes. What do you think about the Ice Road Truckers cast members who passed or went to jail? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. To enjoy more exciting videos, click play on the video on your screen. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified when a new video drops.